G'day, this is Simon and James at South OC Cars and Coffee. It is packed today, James, huh?
Huge.
Huge, and we got some really cool stuff going on. So what's the thing that you're most excited about today?
Probably all the Fast and Furious cars out today that Craig Lima brought. We have like 10 of the Fast and Furious replicas, and they're awesome.
Yeah,
really cool.
They are. He was just saying to me before, and we'll catch up with Craig in a minute, they have been done to the letter of the cars that were in the movie, which is kind of cool, which makes me wonder if they've all got 10 forward gears, but we'll ask Craig that when we get to it. We've got a lot of exotics. We've got an SF90 there, we've got a heap of, got a Corvette club. There's some cool stuff going on, so hey, it's a great show. Let's go for a walk and check it out. So this is the Ferrari I was talking about. This is the SF90. This is their new hybrid hypercar. So of course LaFerrari is not available anymore, and so this is kind of what's replaced it, but very much a different price point. Very quick car, combination obviously of both gasoline and electric motors. Love the fact that this car is in orange, because you don't normally see, this is a Ferrari colour obviously, but you don't normally see this colour on Ferraris. It's normally red, but hey, doesn't it look great? It's an interesting car. The line's interesting. The back of it, the tail lights actually remind me of the Gen 6 Camaro, but needless to say that this would be a much quicker car. So there it is, SF90, Ferrari's new hypercar, or would you call it that, or would you just call it a supercar? Probably, but still, very, very nice, very, very nice car. This is interesting, the guys that sent this through, it's called a V0, made in France. They apparently brought it over to show at SEMA last year. It's actually available to purchase. It's kind of a cross between a 32 or 34 on the front end. Interesting. So this is your car. Thank you for emailing us. Tell us what the power plant in this thing is. It's an electric hot rod.
Yes, full electric.
Okay, so why have you got valve covers hanging out the hood like as a V8 then?
I'm here to show the car and maybe to sell a lot of them.
And so what's the electric motor in it? It's something you've developed yourself, or is it from another platform?
From another platform from Switzerland.
Okay. Those quite crazy Swiss, you never know what they're going to do. Really interesting. Well, thank you for bringing it out. It's a really interesting looking car. Hope you get a lot of attention on it.
Thank you.
Very, very good. And you know what? You could actually put a V8 in there. Now you got the valve. Thanks for bringing it out. Next to that car, Ariel Adam. I was talking about one of these things last week. They are probably one of the best weekend track day cars you can get your hands on. If you watch Top Gear, which I used to do religiously, you may recall the first time Jeremy Clarkson drove one of these. He was not wearing a helmet, it did not have a windshield, and his face looked like it was pulling all sorts of shapes just from the wind in his face. Very quick little car, lots of different engine derivatives. It's basically got a Civic engine, or you can get a supercharged version, or you can get actually a V8 version as well. Those people who've driven the car will say that the supercharged Civic version, I shouldn't really call it that because a lot of the work's done on the motor as well, but it's a Honda engine. That's the one to have because it gives it the best power to weight ratio. So great little car, super quick. When it first came out, this thing was actually doing 0 to 60 faster than a Bugatti Veyron, which was the fastest production car at the time. So closest thing you'll get to riding a superbike on 4 wheels. And in fact, once again, if you watch that episode of Top Gear, you would have seen them race one of these around the track with a superbike, and it was actually quicker because, of course, much faster into the corners. Great little car, very, very capable, certainly deserves all the attention that it gets. Great to have one of the local Corvette clubs here this morning. If you have a club and you want to bring to the South OC Cars and Coffee, just let us know in advance. We need to know the number of cars that are coming, a lineup, a list of the cars, including license plate and colour. And then also we'll get you in early, so we'll bring you in around about 8:15. So like these guys, we can park you all together and you can make the most of coming to the show. So just send us an email via the website or a message through either Instagram or Facebook, and we will bring you in here and give you a prime position like this Corvette truck. Beautiful old Ford F1. Of course, the predecessor to the F100. Great colour on this truck. It really suits it. Beautiful brown interior. Well, someone's done a really nice job of this. This really is like a contender for Car of the Week. And if I can find the owner, it's also a vehicle I'd like to have as part of our Chip Feast weekend next weekend, because it really is a beautifully done truck. Very nice. If you were from the UK, you would know what this car is at a glance. In fact, we had a few of them in Australia as well. This is a Mark I Ford Cortina, but it's not your average Ford Cortina with the typical, I guess they were a 1600 they used to put in these, maybe a 1200, I can't remember. This one in particular, if you come down the back and you know what you're looking for, has a little Lotus badge in it, which means engine-wise, this is running a Lotus engine. Now, Ford did a couple of different derivatives of these cars, which were sort of their early foray into rally cars. There was the Lotus version, but there was also a Cosworth version as well. Twin overhead cams, some really cool stuff at the time. I think they were called globe lights, those wheels on them, but you know, you can walk past cars and not really know what you're looking at, but if you keep an eye out and just look for things that are a little different, like that Lotus badge on the back, you find those real gems in amongst the crowd. This is one of them today. So I mentioned we've got the Fast and Furious replicas here. Here's one of them with Vin Diesel on the side of it. So these are the cars. This particular R34 was actually owned by Paul Walker. This was one of his cars. We were at his Car a Week a couple of weeks ago. Craig brought that here. If you've watched Fast and Furious, you know this car. Obviously this is one of the feature ones, as is this. They are very true to the letter replicas according to Craig, and more of them through here. So great to see, great to have these cars here. So I'm here with Craig, who you may recall if you watched that Car of the Week about 3 weeks ago. Craig brought along a very special R34 that belonged to Paul Walker. And today Craig's organised to bring these replica cars from Fast and Furious. So tell me the story behind these cars and why they're all assembling at the moment, because there's something kind of special happening right now, that whole Fast and Furious franchise.
It's the 20th anniversary of Fast and Furious, and they just released Fast 9.
Yep.
So I befriended this guy named Shahar, who moved from Israel to the United States because they do not allow you to modify cars in Israel.
Oh, wow.
So he uprooted his whole family, came out here, and he said, I just want to build movie cars.
Excellent.
And so he's got several of them, an RX-7, he's got this S2000, that was Suki's car in 2003, which he built that car in 7 days.
Wow.
Eclipse had a Ford Lightning. We've got a Vin Diesel stunt double guy that rolls with our crew. Fit Rich Avalos. He brought one of the Honda Civics from the heist sequence from the first movie.
Yep.
And so that's all we really do. On weekends, we go out to these different car shows, charity events, and all that kind of stuff, and share these cars with the people. Because most of the actual movie cars have gone overseas or they're in museums.
Yeah, right. Okay. And you wouldn't know at a glance. You look at these, and you really wouldn't know that they're not the real thing. thing. I mean, they've done such a great job of all of them, haven't they?
99% of the questions we get is, was that the actual car from the movie?
Yep.
You literally can't tell. And
No.
sometimes I can't tell.
So, and you were involved with the franchise earlier on with car selection and those sort of things, were you, Craig?
Yeah, I was one of the technical advisors. Me and RJ Devera were co-technical advisors. They borrowed my Supra, the orange car.
Yep.
That became Paul Walker's car. They borrowed my Maxima, and they used my GTR and Too Fast, Too Furious. So I kind of had a 3-year. The guy from the Fast and the Furious. Hang on, we're filming.
We're just filming here.
We were just
Look
talking
at this.
crap about the guy.
We
This is the guy that wastes all of his money on cars.
Well, you know what? If that's what you're going to waste it on, there could be worse things to waste it on, correct?
That's what I say to my wife every time, but she's like, you need to spend it on me.
I
Well-
notice she's not here.
You know, the moral of the story is I tell my wife what I spend on my cars, and then she goes to spend that in Louis Vuitton, and everybody's happy.
There you go.
Exactly.
I say that quieter. My wife is standing right there.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to say that too.
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs. So, and RJ, of course, you mentioned RJ as well. RJ now works for Maguire, so he's associated with us in the show as well and gets involved with us from a sponsorship perspective. So are there some showcases coming along of the new movie that people can go and check it out? When's it coming to cinemas?
So it actually released today. A lot of people got to see it yesterday by renting private screening rooms. I saw it on Thursday. Well, I was actually released yesterday. Today's Saturday.
Yep.
It was released yesterday. I saw it on Thursday. But yeah.
Excellent. Well, we'll have to go and check that out for sure, Craig. Always a pleasure to have you here, mate. Thank you for supporting South OC Cars and Coffee.
Happy to be there.
Yeah, it's great. And make sure to go and check out that new movie because it should be really, really great.
It's actually pretty good.
Excellent.
It's actually pretty good.
I just walked past this and had to turn around and take a double take. This is a beautiful, beautiful Porsche Speedster, and the gentleman who owns it just told me that the colour is an original colour, which I love that colour. I love that blue, but the interior is an original interior style as well.
It's called Bosque and Weave.
Called Bosque and Weave. This is beautiful. This is a wonderful car. And how long ago was it restored?
About 3 months ago we finished it.
Yeah, don't go away. I think you might be my car of the week, okay? So don't leave, okay? Excellent. What a beautiful car. Wow, that's pretty. I did not know they did these in such a vibrant blue. Absolutely wonderful. Never thought a day would come that I would put a Tesla into my video, but here we are. And the reason is, it's not your average P100 or P90 or whatever the rest of them are. This is the new Plaid version, and as we come through, there's some obviously distinctive differences. One of which is the, you look there, you can tell the steering wheel is different, but incredibly fast car, sub 2, 0 to 60, which is incredible, hard to believe. So there it is. To me, it just looks like another Tesla, but this is the really, really quick guy. So interesting to have it here. This is a super clean 65 Chevelle Malibu. You walk past it, we'll have a look at some of the details in a minute, but under the hood, first thing that sort of caught my eyes, actually has a 6.2 badge, which would suggest it's an LS engine. You look at it, looks like a traditional small block. Well, the cool thing is that Chevy these days actually make intake manifolds, and other companies do, to allow you to run like a top mount throttle body on these things, so you don't have to run your typical composite intake. The telltale, of course, is you can see those Holley fuel rails underneath there, but there's obviously a throttle body underneath there. But the thing that I love that they've done, and I was just talking to a friend of the owner, see back there, they've actually put a fake distributor on there. So the wires, actually the plug leads or HT leads, go through that fake distributor down to the relocated coil packs, because that, of course, is another thing that makes these things stand out, an LS not look like a traditional small block. So really neat parts of the build, that a lot of little attention to detail things. The interior is absolutely lovely. You once again, notice their harnesses, and yet they look like traditional seat belts. Traditional looking instrumentation, but obviously it's modern gauges. And notice there's an iPad integrated in there as well. So really great looking car. Another car that's potentially a car of the week contender, but we might even look at getting this guy back next week as part of that Chip Foose collection, because it's such a great looking car. Here we are in Rockwell Row. This is right out the front of Rockwell's. We'll be doing the event next week with Chip Foose. Check out this Cadillac. This is a sweet, sweet ride. Straight away, I mean, the thing looks great, but it's got these oversized wheels that are nicely done. And under the hood, there is an LS sporting a Whipple 2.9 litre supercharger with 3.7 inch pulley. So it's probably running around about 12, 13 pounds of boost on that thing. Great looking car. This would certainly get up and go. Well, it'd need all the horsepower because all the metal in this thing. It is huge. What a great looking car. Man. Great looking car. Goes on forever and ever and ever. Great turnout of motorcycles this morning. Let's go for a walk and check them out. For South Sea Cars and Coffee. What a great show today. How about all of those Fast and Furious cars? The Corvette Club, some amazing vehicles. That beautiful Porsche speedster that I was a contender for car of the week, and then of course I come across that Chevelle. I think I'm going to go give it to that. Hey, a big thank you to all of our sponsors, the Maguires, the Polestar, to share the Next Level Detailing and Next Level Mobile Detailing, T-Road to Safety, Classic Industries and Pacific Air Corp. Thank you so much, guys. We could not do this without you. To all of our volunteers, thank you so much for being so generous with your time. If you would like to become a volunteer, send us a message through email, our social media, either Facebook or Instagram, or just go and see Sarah at the merchandise table and she'll be able to help you out. Big thank you to Outlets of San Clemente for allowing us to be here. And of course, don't forget to go and support all of those shops. A big thank you. Of course, thank you to Ruby's and Rockwell's for bringing out the coffee and the donuts. Don't forget, speaking of Rockwell's, we will have Chip Booth here next week doing an Amy's Depot charity event out the front of Rockwell. So Chip will be here with some of his cars, signing autographs, so do not miss that one. We got some special exclusive apparel available next week as well that Chip's done the design for, so make sure to come and grab one of those shirts as well. Part proceeds, of course, going to Amy's Depot. I'm going to go give that Chevelle Car of the Week. Have a great week. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee.